Hello, parents and grandparents and everybody that's helping out this week. I wanted to pop on here and record just a short video. It's been quite a week. I'm sure you are even more exhausted than I am, but I am so excited for how far we've come from the beginning of the week. Monday was tough. Hot mess would be what I would use to explain it. But as the week has gone on, I'm seeing that we're starting to get into the flow of things, which this is day 4 of e-learning. So the fact that we're figuring it out this quickly, I think it's going to be very successful, especially next week when we start actually learning. This week we basically were just figuring out how to use all of this technology, how to problem solve. I want to thank you for letting me know when things aren't working so that I can try and fix them. Because a lot of times when I'm looking at my accounts, I don't see the way that you see them, so I don't see those problems. So it's very helpful when you just send me a quick text letting me know, because then I can get on and fix it right away. I was able to speak to Mrs. Murphy, and I asked her about attendance because I just want your lives to be a little easier. And every morning you go on iReady, and I log in too, and I can watch the lessons that your child is doing, and I can see who's logged in and for how long they've been on. And it crossed my mind, why don't we just use that for attendance? Why use a button on Canvas on top of what you're already trying to accomplish in the morning, which is probably getting other kids ready, making sure that everybody's fed, everybody's dressed, everybody's ready to go. So in order to make your life easier, I'm going to use iReady for attendance. So if you log in and your child is working on iReady, you're good to go, because I can see it all. I can see exactly who's on, how long they've been on, and what lesson they're working on. So I'm going to get rid of the attendance button. No longer do you have to log into Canvas and click a button in order to prove that you are there and learning. When I log into iReady and I see that somebody isn't logged in, I'll send you a quick text on Remind and just say, hey, just checking in, wanted to make sure everything's okay. And that is how I will do attendance. Hopefully that is one little thing to make your life easier. Oh, I'm learning right along with you, and I'm trying my best. So um, that's one thing. The other thing is Starfall is just a fun website that they can watch videos for phonics, listening to the ABCs, learning their letter sounds. I am going to be creating accounts on a website called ABC Mouse, and we're going to be using that. So be on the lookout for username and login. I'm pretty sure I can use the same username and login that you're using for all the other websites. But I'm going to use the attendance button space on Canvas for ABC Mouse. Because that's a great website that your child's going to be able to get on to get extra practice with phonics and learning those letter sounds, so we can move on to learning how to read. The next thing is be on the lookout for information on the iReady diagnostic. I'll let you know what date that's going to be on and how to prepare for it, and what you as a parent are allowed to do during that diagnostic, because it's a test, but it's not a graded test, if that makes sense. What it does is it tells iReady, it tells that program what level your child is at and what they need. So it's going to figure out what they already know and what they need to know still. And then that's where they're going to set them up in the program so that they're learning what they don't know instead of what they already know. And then it will just keep pushing them along until the next diagnostic, which is in the winter. and then it will recalibrate. So it will decide, okay, now they're at this level because they've learned all of this during the fall. And then we'll take our third diagnostic in the spring. So be on the lookout for that. I'm still waiting for a definite date of that assessment, but when I know, I'm going to push it right out to you. And there was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh, if you are still in need of supplies, I still have supply buckets at school. So if you haven't picked up a bucket there at school, call the office before you just show up to make sure that they're ready for you. And then if you needed a laminated writing sheet, I have those there as well. Again, call the office before you show up just to make sure that they're ready for you and they know you're coming. If you have any questions about the schedule or tech problems, text me, please. That's the easiest way for me to help you. And for the schedule, for small group reading and small group math and special enrichment time, those 3 times this next week, they're just going to be a break. They're going to be open. So if you need extra time to do something, or if your child just wants to sit and relax and not do anything for that amount of time, give them that break, because this is a lot for everybody, and I can't imagine what's going through a kindergartner's brain right now. Starting week 3, I am going to be starting to meet with each child individually on Zoom so that I can figure out where they are with their letters, letter sounds, numbers, and do a few little writing things with them. So just a little time for me to get to know them individually as a learner, because I have already been able to see and hear quite a bit from the recorded responses and from iReady. But that one-on-one time, number one, they're going to get to know me, and I'm going to get to just hear them and have that time with them. But then also I can get a little more information on how I need to help them this year to be successful. Okay, recap. iReady is going to be the new attendance because you log in every morning already. So if you log into iReady, you're good to go. I know you're there. If I don't see you on iReady, I will send a text, make sure everything's good to go. Number 2, I'm going to be creating ABC Mouse accounts. So be on the lookout for them. That button will be in the place of the attendance button. So we won't have our Gator attendance anymore. We're going to just use iReady, and I'm going to put the ABC Mouse button in that place. Third, iReady diagnostic is going to be coming. I'm going to email out that information because it's going to be a lot of, this is how to prepare. That whole school day will be different. We won't have a lot of our normal scheduled time because the diagnostic is not a timed test. Your child can have as much time as they need that day. So it has to be done within one day, but there's no hard, it needs to be done within this amount of time, because it will bump them up, bump them down. It's like a scale of how they assess. And I think that is all that I covered in this video. Thank you so much. I know this has been a lot, but I think we're getting the hang of this, and I feel like we're all working really well as a team to help our kiddos. All righty, well, here we go. We've got one more day this week, and then week 1, Smart Week, is done. And the real school year starts on August 31st. All righty. See ya at math time.